Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and welcome to another one of my real estate investing videos, going through a complete fix and flip project we did with before and after videos, some footage in between of the property, lots of commentary from me, and then of course we'll break down the numbers, how much we spent, how much we made. This project did not go as smooth as some of the others you may have seen. We've had a lot of problems on this one. I bought it sight unseen, only saw the outside, so that was one of the problems. Had a lot of work and a lot of contracts fall through. So we will go through all of that. First, just want to let you guys know I'm having a book sale. I had one over the 4th of July and I forgot to raise the prices back up on my books. So the Kindles are all $2.99 still. Paperbacks are discounted. The audiobooks I cannot discount. Audible handles all that. But if you hurry over there now, you can probably get some of those at that discount before the prices take effect when I raise them back up. So this house I bought from the MLS. It was listed for $120,000, I think. We can go through all that. Ended up buying it for $110,000. Like I said, there were tenants in the house. They wouldn't let people show it, so I bought it without seeing the inside. It was a really good deal, really cheap house. I figured if there's people living in there, how can it be that bad? And I found out how bad it can be once I got in there. So we ended up buying the property. I had to wait a month or so for the tenants to leave. We thought we were gonna have to do an eviction, but one day we showed up and they're just gone. So we got to the house, saw it needed a ton of work, had to have foundation work, pretty much gutted most of the house, went through, redid it all, ended up listing it for sale, got a couple offers right away, had it under contract, and the first offers fell through. I think it's for financing. Another offer fell through for inspection. It was just a mess. We ended up taking the house off the market, doing a little more work to it. Then finally got another contract on it. They did their inspection, found even more problems with the foundation we thought we fixed. So went back, did more foundation work, finally ended up getting it sold. And I think we made a little bit of money on it, but not very much. So we'll go through all of that. And right now we'll head to the before video. This is the first time I saw the house right after the tenants moved out. All right, sorry, I lied. We're not going straight to the footage of when I bought it. I want to show you real quick the MLS sheet before I saw it. So when the house first came on the market, this is the MLS sheet I saw. Like I said, it's on the MLS. Gives you the square footage, year built, picture of the house. So this is all I was able to see was basically these two pictures. And I drove by the outside of the house, and that was it before I made my offer. That's wrong. It was listed for $110,000. We made a full price offer, and I just figured, this house has got to be worth at least $200,000. There's so much room. How can it go wrong? And we can see now. I'll show you kind of what it looked like. But you can see home needs a lot of work, but property has so many possibilities. Large lot for RV parking, workshop, etc. Property cannot go FHA or conventional. Those are great signs if you're looking for a good deal. If you see that, that's awesome. No lockbox. Tenants will not allow showings. So yeah, that's what happened, and we'll take a look at the house now. I actually bought this from the MLS a couple weeks ago, but it had tenants inside. So I am just now getting access to it. Never saw the inside of it before I bought it, and I did walk through it already. I did a Facebook Live video for it the first time walking through. Those are always fun. But you can check out my Facebook page, Invest for More, and I have a lot of cool stuff posted on there too. But bought this house for $110,000 without seeing the inside. ARV is probably around $200,000. 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 1 car garage. It's not a big lot though. Needs a lot of work. I don't know, you probably can't tell in the video, but this floor is super sloped. Has a huge hump right in the middle of it. But I mean, it needs windows, paint, some drywall work, flooring, kitchen, bath, at least 40 grand, maybe 50 grand in work. So there's a lot to do here. And my thoughts are, electrical has some funky stuff going on. Yeah, there's a cat that, I don't know if this is your home kitty or not, but he seems to think it's his house. Maybe selling it as is. Maybe we clean it up just a tiny bit, put it back on the market for 140,000 in that range, and I'm guessing someone will buy this house as is for $140,000, make some money, not spend any time working on it, and then move on to the next one, because this will take a lot of work. And really the value in this house was buying it with the tenants in place and not being able to see inside of it. That's what got me a really good deal on it. And obviously it needs a lot of work too, but I'm sure they could have sold it for much more money if they just would have waited till the tenants were out, let people see it. Here's the kitchen, dining area, some funky floor choices. And I would much rather make $20,000 now without doing any work than fixing it up and making, $30,000 in 6 months, if that, because it needs a lot of work. Oh, there's more cats. There's lots of cats. The hot water heater, furnace, laundry room. Yeah, this one's a mess. And there really is nothing for sale in this area for less than $160,000, unless it's just completely trashed, which obviously this place is, but the market's crazy here. So that's the house. I'll come up with a plan here soon. Maybe it's selling it as is, maybe we'll fix it up, we'll see. I've got 14 other flips in either one form or another being worked on the market, waiting to be worked on. So I've got my hands full right now. I know a lot of you have been asking for some new videos. We finally have one ready, at least almost ready, still a few things to do. But this house was a huge project, one I bought sight unseen, had tenants in it, I never got inside. Was not the best deal in the world after I saw how much work it needed inside, but we went through, completely remodeled almost everything, changed the floor plan, did a ton of work on it, had to fix the foundation, and this is what we have now. So be sure to check out the before video. I'll have it in the description if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, and you can see what the house was like. I did a video first time I walked through it, and it was a mess. So we'll get started here pretty soon. Another thing I'm also going to try and do is some more long videos with before and afters together, more information on all the numbers, everything like that. So hopefully we'll have some of those coming up soon, and you guys can check those out. And of course, check out investformore.com for my podcast, information on all my flips, everything else. We have 15 flips going right now. Sold a couple last week while I was in Turks and Caicos, and have a couple more selling next week as well. All right, so if you look at the before video, the front door was at the front of the house. We completely took that out. There's like a weird L-shaped living room that came over here. There was a bedroom right here, and this entire front area had no foundation under it. It was basically sitting on dirt. So we had to jack up the house, lift the house, and just ended up pouring a slab foundation underneath it. In the process, since we were redoing everything, we added 2 bedrooms up front, made this the living room, left the bathroom where it's at now, I'll show you that, moved the kitchen a little bit, added a dining room, and we have a 3rd bedroom back there now. Before it's just a 2-bedroom. So completely redid everything. New drywall, windows, doors, paint. Had to do some HVAC work, some wiring work, plumbing work. There was a lot to do on this house. As you can see, there's still a few things that need touched up from my contractor. I know you guys, some of you complain about me talking crap about my contractors, but this house was supposed to be done weeks ago, and it's been like pulling teeth trying to get him back over here to fix really minor stuff, and we can't list it until that's fixed. And that's just one of my biggest pet peeves, is having a house that's almost ready to sell and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and it's not ready. So yeah, huge pet peeve. Should have been done a long time ago. Hopefully it'll be ready tomorrow. All right, here's the other bedroom. Here again, that door is not on like it's supposed to be. New light fixtures, paint touch up here, new closet doors, all of that. Right here is the bathroom, which used to be able, you could walk through it to the bedroom before, and you can do that now, but we moved the door over here, completely redid everything in here, floors, vanity, lights, tile, tub, fixtures, all that's been redone. And then we go into this bedroom here, which is a nice size bedroom, and then it has a big closet as well. So this closet was here before, but I think we shrunk it a little bit to make the bedroom bigger. And right here is the kitchen. You can see Home Depot cabinets, counters, appliances, that's all brand new. And then before, there was a door here and kind of a weird little office den, so we just took that wall out, opened that up to make it a real dining room. Back here was just concrete, sort of finished room, and this is kind of the new utility room, new hot water heater, washer and dryer go right there. Not super functional, but could definitely use it for storage, other stuff. And then we still have kind of the one car garage, needs cleaned up a little bit too, as you can see. And that's the house. So the numbers on this, we bought it for $110,000 from the MLS. Like I said, I still never saw inside of it until after I bought it, and owned it a couple months till the tenants left. So I made a commission when I bought it. We spent somewhere around $60,000 on the repairs on this one. We're going to be listing it for $207,900, which will be one of the cheapest houses in the entire area. Probably have $15,000 in carrying costs and selling costs. So definitely not a home run. Going to make $25,000, maybe $30,000 if we get over asking price. So not amazing, but that happens when you buy houses sight unseen. Sometimes I kind of was assuming, since people are living here, it couldn't possibly be that bad inside. I was wrong. It was really bad, really horrible. So not a home run, still should make some money. We're kind of deciding whether to try and sell it as is, which we first did for a little bit of profit, but we didn't have any takers, so we decided to fix it up. Still have some sheds back here that need cleaned up a little bit. Some of the downsides of this property, those are railroad tracks that back right up to it. And like I said, I got a video of the train going by a little bit ago. So there are active trains that come by right back here. When I put together my full video with everything, I'll include all that. But for right now, I'll just give you the after video here. The paint color, we wanted this to be a happy house. Nikki and I picked this color, which I'm gonna say it was more Nikki than me, so I'll put the blame on her. But it's very bright, very yellow, but I still think it looks pretty good. All new siding all around. It was stucco before, new roof. Oh yeah, and our contractor still left the tires there that we need to get rid of. And there you can see that side of the house. So it turned out really nice. Floor plan is much more functional. The floors don't slope 8 to 10 inches one direction, and it should sell. Not the most amazing profit margin for the amount of work we did, but at the same time, we probably won't lose money, so that's a good thing. So you have some really good ones. Once in a while you have some that don't work out perfect, but that is all part of the business. So that's the house. We'll get it on the market here shortly. Hopefully we get an offer soon, and then once it closes and we know the final figures, we'll do a final video on it and put everything together for you guys so you can see what this whole project turned out to make. Alright, so giving you a quick update on the house that we just fixed up, finished the rehab on last week. We listed it on, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. Had quite a few showings right away. Got one offer. They actually rescinded their offer. We got another offer. Decided to wait until Monday, which is today at noon, to review offers and tell the sellers or the buyers which one we're going to accept. And we ended up getting 4 offers on the house. And I was going to go over those offers with you, let you know what I looked at, what was important to me, and why I picked the one I did. All right, so the very first offer we got we listed it for $207,900. And I mentioned in my other videos I was hoping to get above asking price on this particular house, and we did do that. And the first offer was $207,900, so full price, but they included an escalation clause. So if you don't know what an escalation clause is, I will read it exactly to you as it is in the contract. Buyer agrees to an escalation clause. In the event that the seller receives an offer higher than the buyer's offer, the buyer will escalate up in increments of $2,000 up to $215,000. And the listing agent agrees to show buyer's agent the contracts that we are competing with. So it can be worded differently. That one's worded a little weird, but basically what they're saying is we offer $207,900. If you get other offers that are higher than our offer, we'll go up in increments of $2,000 higher than those other offers. So if I got an offer of $210,000, they're saying they would go up to $212,000 with their offer. Usually it's increments of $500, and it's worded slightly different than that, but it's still the same basics of this offer. Now, as a buyer, they like using escalation clauses because they think they can get a lower price, but if there's higher offers, they'll pay just a little bit above that offer and be great. The thing to remember with escalation clauses as a buyer and as a seller is this is an offer. This is not a contract. I have not signed this. I have not agreed to these terms. But what the buyer has basically done is told me what price they're willing to pay for it, which is $215,000. So as a seller, what I do in these cases when I get an escalation clause, I say, hey, sure, I'll counter you at $215,000. And then I'll write in the contract that the escalation clause I put in there is not applicable. I don't have to show you the competing offers. I'm countering at $215,000. If you want it, great. If not, great. So the escalation clause can work on some sellers who may just accept it and move forward. But for savvy sellers, you're telling them how much you'll offer, and a lot of times you'll pay more than if you just made a straight up offer without the escalation clause. All right, so anyway, that offer ended up getting rescinded. Turns out they couldn't qualify for the loan, which they should have known before they made the offer. But the next day after we got that offer, they said, oh, sorry, our buyers can't take it. So the other offers we got, like I said, after that one rescinded, I think on like a Friday we got another offer, which was $180,000, super low. I didn't even respond to it. I just kind of waited. And then we got another offer maybe 12 hours later. And at that point, once I have 2 offers, the house had only been on the market for 2 days. We told all the buyers, hey, we're going to wait till Monday at noon to respond to offers. So if you want to improve your offer, please let us know in writing and we'll consider it. I don't ask for highest and best. I don't say it's a multiple offer situation because that scares away buyers sometimes. It's kind of silly. It scares them away, but it does. So we just say we're reviewing offers at that time. If you want to make any changes, let us know. So we did get more offers over the weekend. Like I said, one of them was $211,000, closing April 26th, which is about a month away, so that's pretty good. FHA, and it said in the inspection period, our inspection clause, they're only looking for hazard or safety issues, which a lot of agents use now to try and say, hey, we're not going to beat you up with tons of different inspection items that are really minor. People can say that in the contract. Doesn't mean they will adhere to it, because I get those clauses all the time. Accept the contract, then I get a list of 20 things that are very minor inspection items. So It might have some bearing, but I wouldn't put a whole lot of faith in them sticking to that. So that one's 211. The next offer was 216,000 to close April 26th, the same day, FHA again, but they're asking for $3,000 in closing costs. What that means is, as a seller, I am contributing $3,000 to help pay for their loan costs, down payment assistance. So basically that reduces the offer amount to 213 because I'm paying that money. So 216,000 offer with 3,000 closing costs means I'm basically netting 213,000 after those closing costs are considered. And we got another offer at 212,000 to close May 11th. So it's about 2 weeks later than the other ones. The interesting thing was they had $125,000 down, but they're using a reverse mortgage as their financing. Honestly, I've never done a deal where someone used a reverse mortgage to buy a house. Usually people get a house paid off, they pay cash, whatever, then they get a reverse mortgage after they've owned it a while. So that makes me a little wary of that offer. The second thing that this offer is they have a house to sell. So they have not even listed their house for sale yet. It is not under contract. The offer says if their offer is accepted by me, they will put their house up for sale. I want to avoid those offers at all costs. There's no idea if they're going to price it right, how long it's going to take. It could extend the process 2 weeks. It could extend it 2 months. So unless I absolutely have to take an offer contingent on the buyer's house selling, I will not. I'll take another offer that doesn't have that. There's just too many risks, too many things going on with those types of offers. Now, if I was in a pinch, I was getting no other offers, and their house was already listed and under contract, I would consider an offer like this. But if the house is not even listed, that kind of tells me the buyers aren't that serious. A lot of warning signs. And if we did accept one of those offers, we put a 72, 48-hour clause in there, which kind of says, hey, we can still market this home if we get another offer that isn't contingent upon a house selling. You have 48 hours or 72 hours to remove your contingency and move forward with this house without the requirement that you have to sell your other one. So there's all types of different things you can do. Again, if you're not a real estate agent, a lot of this can sound like really confusing, but your agent, if they're good, should be able to help you with all this, explain what's going on, work you through the process. So what we're going to probably do is probably take the $216,000 offer with $3,000 in closing costs. It's a couple $1,000s higher than the other one, and all the dates are really similar. They're both FHA, and we'll see how that goes. But we did get over offer asking price. I said this would be about $213,000 offer. Bought the house for $110,000, but like I said, we put a lot of money, about $60,000 into the rehab on this one. So we'll do an update after it sells. Hopefully everything goes smoothly and we don't have any hiccups. All right, so I'm back inside the house again. My last video, we were talking about the offers that we got. We ended up getting 4 offers. I want to take the offer that was a little lower because I like the lender better. And what we ended up doing is countering them at the price of the higher offer. And that buyer said, nope, not going to do it. So we said, okay, we'll split the difference. We'll lower a little bit. And the buyer said, nope, I want the mineral rights. And we said, well, we don't have the mineral rights. We already sold them. We can't give them to you. And that buyer is just being super difficult, not helpful at all. So what we ended up doing is taking the higher offer that had the lender that we didn't like. And when we did that, we went through the process. A few weeks later, the lender calls us, said, oh, we have to cancel this, buyer can't qualify. Why couldn't they qualify? Because the lender they did their credit score. The buyer didn't have a credit score. So the lender thought they could get him a credit card and establish a credit score before closing, which is just absolutely horrible, ridiculous. I can't believe they did that. And that just confirms my reason why I did not want to use that lender. So the house is back on the market again. Like I said, that happens sometimes. You can see how many showings we've had, all the cards from different agents who've come through. So hopefully we get another offer soon, get this house listed. In the process of all this, I started my own real estate office. So we kind of terminated this listing from my old office, started again with my new office. So that also has taken some more time. prolong the process of getting this house sold. So we'll have more updates. Hopefully, once it's all sold and done, we can give you all the numbers and tell you exactly what happened on this property. Okay, we are looking at the MLS sheet after we had it listed. I told you we had a lot of crazy things going on with this house, going under contract, coming back on the market. I'm going to show you exactly how all that went down. So this is the first listing we had, and you can see the beautiful yellow paint. Here's the history. So you can see, we first listed it 3/21/2018 for 2049, or it's supposed to be 2079. Whoever inputted it wrong, so we changed it back to 2079. As you can see, we got multiple offers, 5 days, went under contract. That's when you saw the video about the lender who didn't pull credit, just a mess. So put it back on the market. This is actually the same day that my broker in my old office said I needed to leave. So we withdrew it from that office. And then we listed it with my new office for $13. So listed for the same price. Again, 6 days later, got it under contract. This one fell apart due to inspection. And what happened was the inspector went into the attic, said there was an attic fire up there. We're like, what are you talking about? Had no idea. Got some videos, pictures, and it was black up there. And what had happened is, if you see the first video, there's that old wood-burning stove. It wasn't vented right. The chimney wasn't vented. So probably most of the smoke was going into the attic and caused all the black residue in the attic. So it wasn't burned. It never had a fire. It was just smoke damage. So we told them that, told them we could fix it. They said, nope, we don't want it. They canceled. Like, okay. So we withdrew it again. We withdrew it this time because I had another agent in my office who was listing these during the office transition, and we wanted Justin to list my flips. So we withdrew it from her, gave it back to Justin to list as a listing agent. So put it back in the market again, got it under contract in 5 days. This one went through, but we had to do some major renovations to the house for the inspection. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. But it finally sold. It says pending now, but it did sell on July 6th. So it took a while for us to do the work. So as you can see, we first listed it in March, didn't end up selling until July. So you cannot count on a flip selling right away, even in an incredibly hot market like Colorado. Obviously, we have plenty of buyers who want to buy the house, but we still seem to have issues on almost every deal. You know, it seems like in such a hot market, buyers get anxious. They want to make offers on houses right away, even houses they may not like that much, and then they get cold feet. They want to back out of it. And I think we see more buyers backing out of contracts now than we ever have in the past, even though there's almost no houses for sale. So it can be very frustrating, but we did get it sold. Took a little while. You just have to make sure you plan for that in the beginning. All right, here we are looking at the final numbers on this flip. This is not fun for me. I like to look at final numbers that have much more profit in them. This was not a good flip compared to most of them. I usually average at least $30,000 in profit on my flips, and this one was way, 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 way below it. But at least we didn't lose money, so that's a good thing. So we'll go through them. All right, I bought the property for $110,000. Loan costs on it were $2,200 for the points. Interest was $10,000 over the time I had it, because I had this property over 10 months. And this is a private money loan where I got 100% of the purchase price, but then paid for the repairs myself. So we had 2 points and 11% interest on this loan, I believe. So we had $12,283 in loan costs. Carrying costs while I own the property is something the house flipping shows love to leave out. I have to have insurance on the property, have to pay property taxes, and I pay utilities while I have it too. So our property taxes are super low. I say that all the time in Colorado. That was literally the taxes for the entire 10 months. Insurance while I had the house, and utilities, because we have the heat running, we have the electric going, we're using water, we have to pay sewer the whole time we own this house. So the longer you have it, the more these costs add up. We go into the repairs. This is the part that really is painful for me. So we had our main contractor who charged us about $32,000 in labor on this house, $15,000 in materials, had the HVAC guy go in, had the roof done, electrical work. Then we had miscellaneous stuff like dumpsters, a little bit of extra plumbing, landscaping, cleanup, just some other stuff we had in there. The real thing that hurt me, I mean, this stuff hurt me too, but our main contractor had lifted the front of the house, poured down a slab because he said it had no foundation. So there's no way for me to know that before I bought it. Huge expense. That's one reason why we didn't make much money on this house. But I ended up firing that contractor because he's working on my office too that we were remodeling. And he basically was doing almost no work, taking our money and complaining about it at the same time. So we were sick of him. We fired him, have not used him since, never going to use him again. He also did this house, and just a lot of stuff he did was not high quality work either, as you can see in some of my videos. So that last contract we had, I said it took so long to do the, get the inspection work done. The inspector looked at the back of the house and said it did not have a foundation either. So just the middle part of the house had a foundation. And my first contractor had pulled up quite a bit of the floors. He would have seen that. There's no way he didn't know that there wasn't a foundation back there. So he basically covered it up, didn't tell us, and we had to find it out through the inspection. So we had to send someone else back out there, lift the back of the house up, and pour a brand new foundation on the back of the house. So that obviously added to the cost quite a bit and the time it took to sell it. So I was really, really happy when this one sold after everything we went through and all the problems we had. So we spent over 70 grand on repairs for this house. And you'll see a lot of times what I say in the video when I'm walking through the house is different from what the actual repairs are. And that's because I really don't know when I'm walking through the video. I don't have a running tab all the time of what our repairs are and how much we spent. It's kind of a guesstimate for me. And I make myself feel better by guessing low sometimes. So that's just how the way my brain works. All right, moving on. Selling costs, we had to pay a commission for another agent to sell it, title insurance, other costs there. So, over almost $8,000 in selling costs. And come to the total profit, sold it for $207,900. My first offer was $215,000 too, so that hurt me too. Every time a house comes back on the market, it seems to sell for less than the first offer. So that's just why it's really annoying when buyers back out too. You always seem to get more money the first time you put it on the market. Bought it for $110,000. Add up all those costs, and we come up with $97,000. Ugh, that one hurts me. I did get to add in $3,300 because I made a commission when I bought it from the MLS, so that's a small bonus. And our whole profit equals about $4,000. Yeah, not a good deal for the time it took, the hassle, the headaches. This is not one that's going to go up on my wall as a home run, that's for sure. At least we made something, but I guess I should listen to Nikki more because I bought that house when she was off on her day off, I think. And she told me not to buy it. When I showed it to her, she's like, "Why did you buy this? Like, that was so stupid." And I'm like, "No, it'll be a good deal. Just wait." And so, yeah, I proved her wrong. We made $4,000. So not an amazing property. It was a fun experience. Made for some really good videos. So hopefully, I got some bonus out of that. But that's it. That's what we made. And hopefully the next ones do a little better. All right. So as you can see, this was not an amazing flip. I've had much better. I've had worse too. But for the amount of work it took and the time it took, would have loved to make a little bit more money than that. And there's a lot of things you can learn from this deal. One, my contractor cost me quite a bit by missing some things. Two, buying a house sight unseen. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes you get houses that don't need much work at all. Sometimes you get houses that need a ton of work. So it's just kind of the law of averages where other ones will work out better than you think when you can't see them. Other ones will work out worse. This house happened to be one of the worst houses I've bought with the condition on the inside, the foundation, all kinds of different things going on. So that's just something you can't always control and comes with flipping houses. Sometimes you run into things like that. The other thing was time. Having the house come back on the market so many different times. The same time I was transitioning to my new office, which didn't help because we weren't completely on top of things. And time kills you when you're flipping houses with the interest, the carrying costs, all of that stuff. And then the house kept coming back on the market. And every time that happens, it just tends to sell for less and people wonder what's wrong with it. So that hurt us as well. So still glad I did it, even though it wasn't the most amazing deal. It made for some good videos, so hopefully it's entertaining for everybody out there. And again, like I said, my books are on sale for a little bit longer. Just go to Amazon, search for Mark Ferguson, and you can find them all. I'll have a link below in the description of this video as well for those. And thanks for watching. And we also have lots more information on investformore.com and a lot more videos coming up this week. I'm buying 3 houses this week, another one next week. So we'll have new videos for all of those. So make sure you subscribe to get notifications when those come up. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll answer as well as I can. And we always appreciate thumbs up if you like the video. Thanks a lot, and we'll have some more soon.